This is known as our comfort zone. We each have a very unique comfort zone based on our own past experiences, our perceptions of our capabilities, and our willingness to be out in the world. Some people are only comfortable in the confines of their own home. Others venture out into the world, into the workplace. And others still seem to make the whole world their home. But when the challenge is presented that is outside our personal comfort zone, fear appears. Sometimes our fear induces enough self-doubt that it actually prevents us from moving ahead. We allow the fear to immobilize us and to stop us from living fully or realizing our dreams. Well, what's the alternative? If we could shift our perspective and see fear instead as an ally that's telling us, proceed with caution, but proceed. A warning, if you will, that says clearly and boldly, growth opportunity ahead. So when you felt the fear, you would know that you're actually moving in the right direction, towards growth, towards expanding your comfort zone, towards living fully. If we face our fears squarely and imagine in the safety of our minds, which after all is where fear exists, how we might deal with the challenge, we can take steps towards experiencing the fear and moving forward. We can make progressive approximations towards expanding our comfort zone. You can begin by imagining the worst possible consequences. What if the worst happens? And imagine yourself handling it. Every experience we've had began in thought and was projected into the world of being. Thoughts with feeling become reality. We must create what we do in this world twice. Once in our minds, and then again out in the world to make it so. So facing the fear and imagining how would you handle that situation makes it easier to proceed with optimism. And as Oscar Wilde said, the basis of optimism is sheer terror. But how can we get past our fears? As Susan Jeffers says in her book of the same title, feel the fear and do it anyway. Each time we venture beyond the confines of our comfort zone, we discover new ways of being. We discover inner strength and abilities. We learn to expect bigger and better things from ourselves. Expectation is another very powerful determiner of events. I'd like to share a story with you about a young man who took the Scholastic Aptitude Test, the SAT, as part of the college entrance procedures. When he received his test scores back, he saw the number 98 on the paper. Well, he was quite distressed and concerned about his ability to succeed in college with an IQ as low as 98. But he did go to college. His first term he received D's and F's. His second term was no better, and the dean called him in for a conference. The dean warned him that if his performance continued at this poor level, he would be asked to leave the school. Well, what do you expect, replied the young man. I only have an IQ of 98. The dean took out the file and explained to the young man, you don't have an IQ of 98. You scored in the 98th percentile. That means that your score was equal to or better than 98% of the students in all of North America. Well, the next term, that student pulled a 4.0 grade point average. The only thing that had changed were his expectations. Another example of how powerful expectations are in determining events was shown in a research project conducted in San Francisco. 3 teachers had been brought into the principal's office and told, you 3 teachers are the best teachers in this whole school. We have decided to reward your performance by giving you each 30 of the best students. These teachers were asked, don't tell any of the students or the parents about this. At the end of the year, it was found that these students tested significantly higher than all of the students not only in the school, but in the entire district. The teachers were brought in again. They were informed that this had been an experiment and that the students had actually been selected at random. Well, the teachers were amazed, and they could explain the high scores only by the fact that they were, after all, the best teachers.
Good morning.
Well, then the researchers informed them.
Good. How you doing?
Actually,